another live? What is yet another live? And I didn't quite have time to do this, unfortunately, after the game yesterday. Ended up getting stuck in traffic, immediately headed back on the M5 for a 3-hour trip. And once I got back to Plymouth last night around 10:30, 10 o'clock, stopped along the way back as well, obviously, for dinner. Yeah, I was gone. I was knackered. I was absolutely knackered. But you know what? You're going to be surprised about this. Jack, why the hell are you smiling after a defeat? Well, I'm smiling after a defeat because I actually thought, despite that we lost to the league leaders yesterday, that was a freaking brilliant performance by the boys yesterday. I am not going to say otherwise at all. I'm going to defend the squad and team and Rooney regardless. That was a superb performance yesterday at the Hawthorns. We were on course to draw another game, 0-0, but Josh Madger said otherwise. He's the best striker in the league for a reason. You can tell that from the finish he had yesterday. And as you all know, full time, it ended West Brom 1, Plymouth Argyle 0. Also, I have seen all over social media that West Brom fans have said that we have been the best side they've played so far this season, which is going to give the squad, Rooney, everyone, the fans, everyone, a huge confidence booster going into the end of this month and the start of October. That's a Green Army there, Green Army. We got Luton on Friday night. And I'll tell you what, I don't care if they're a former Premier League club and just got relegated. We can really beat these lot on Friday night. Repeat Leicester all over again. We can really beat Luton on Friday night if we continue how to play like how we've done yesterday and last week. Clinicalness is what won West Brom the game. Grindingness is what won West Brom the game. And I'm going to say that because it's the truth. They had to work for that yesterday. They really did. We made them absolutely work for that. It reminded me of when we were in League One and so many teams like Cheltenham, for example, they made us work for wins like that. And that's exactly what happened. Shrewsbury was another one. And ultimately, that was a really positive performance from the boys, despite a defeat. And it doesn't take much for me to smile after a defeat. And here we are now. Here we are now. I don't care if it's our third defeat of the season. I don't care if we've lost a game of football. Again, we were brilliant yesterday. And that is huge confidence going into next week, into Friday. We can definitely beat Luton. We can definitely beat Luton. And also, I watched back Luton's game yesterday after the game. And Sheffield Wednesday were absolutely robbed at Kenilworth Road because that was never a penalty for Luton to begin with. And Luton's second goal was dodgy as hell anyway. So, honestly, that's going to give me huge confidence going into Friday. Honestly. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what Rooney and the boys are going to build now. This is a good time to be a Green. I hope this doesn't jinx me, but this is a good time to be a Green at the moment. And the other thing I'll give credit to West Brom for is that, obviously, it's still early days to say because it's only been 6 games, but they have, as of now, got the best striker in the league, the best goalkeeper in the league, Alex Palmer, former Janner himself as well, and also the best manager in the league. I don't care what anyone says, Corberan for me is without a doubt the best manager in the Championship. And if they don't go up this season, someone that stays in the Premier League, whoever it is, like maybe a Leicester or an Everton, Southampton if they stay up, Ipswich, although mind you, I can't really see McKenna leaving Ipswich at the moment, so that might be different. But one of those clubs, Brentford, if Thomas Frank goes, imagine he goes to Wolves. West Brom fans would hate it. That is their arch rivals. That would be a Judas of a manager move. But no, I mean, like that's just what I personally think at the moment. If they don't go up this season, I really can see Corberan going to the Premier League next season. Honestly, he's a fantastic manager. And yesterday completely showed why they're top of the league. They weren't even great yesterday. We just made them work for that. And the thing is, grinding out results in the EFL does get you promoted at the end of the day. We did it 2 seasons ago in League One when we got promoted with Ipswich. We did it 2 seasons ago. West Brom so far are doing that now. Obviously, it's early days to call yet because it's only been 6 games. Who knows? By October, November, they could really drop form. But as of now, I would say they are the best league at the moment. And credit is due when they've just said that we're the best side they've played so far this season. So that's going to give me huge confidence going into Friday. So I disagree with Peter there, saying not a great result, first of all. And Caitlin saying what a beautiful weekend, because Bolton for the 2nd season in a row have beaten Reading 5-2 at the Reebok Stadium. For the 2nd season in a row as well. Mind-blowing. So yeah, either way though, so we sit 20th in the league as of now. Preston's 0-0 with Blackburn has really helped us, because had Preston won that, we'd be 21st. And yes, that's not the bottom 3. We don't want to be in the bottom 3, obviously, but I'd rather obviously be higher in the table than lower, and 20th I'm comfortable with. And the people that do have us to stay up this season have predicted us around 20th this season as well. Apart from me, because I'm optimistic and I still think we can do higher than that. I've got a 16th this season, and we were that last week. So it can happen, but it's also just because I think the championship's so tight as it is anyways. Like, it could be in any order. So that's that. As of now, I really think we'll finish anywhere in the bottom half, from 13th down to 24th. I don't think we'll finish the top half, but if we do, then the Rooney project really has worked. But still, it's a long way to go. I don't want to get carried away. So there's that as well. We've got Luton on Friday night. It's the first championship game of round 7. Luton on Friday night at Home Park. We need Home Park. Any Argyle fan watching this now, we need Home Park absolutely rocking on Friday. Absolutely rocking, because we need a Leicester repeat. We need a Leicester repeat on Friday against Luton, and it'd be massive for our season. And with the way Luton played against Wednesday yesterday, I can't see why not we can beat them. We can definitely beat Luton on Friday, definitely. And I know they've been a bogey side for us over the years in League One and some of the occasional seasons in League Two as well, but we can really beat them. I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. We can really beat these Hatters on Friday. So, gonna be tough, gonna be interesting, and we need the home crowd rocking on Friday night. It's as simple as that. So, honestly, it's on Sky Sports as well, so the whole of the country's going to end up watching us, I guess, as well. So I hope other EFL clubs with their predictions don't bloody jinx us like they do when they watch us on Sky Sports. So, I'm excited for it though. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it on Friday with the performances Argyle's been doing lately. I'm really excited for how the rest of this season goes. Ever since we had that drumming at Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough on the first day of the season, we have not had a bad performance. And honestly, it's apart from the first half against Sunderland, I will say that, apart from the first half against Sunderland, but yeah, it's been onwards and upwards from here. Hull we should have won, and we didn't, annoyingly. And I still look back at that going, how the hell did we not win that? But is what it is. We dominated the game. QPR, everyone will say we were battered, but we were only battered because we were down to 9 men and 10 men for most of the game. Obviously, Forshaw was stupid for his challenge. Isaka's was a clear as day red card as well. Not going to dispute them at all. I know at first I thought Isaka's wasn't a red because I thought him and a QPR player collided. But then when my friend, who supports Ipswich, showed it back to me on Sky after the game, I realised, yeah, the refs made the right call here, to be fair. So that was that. Then Stoke came, which we lost 1-0. Again, we didn't play bad, just our attack really couldn't finish against Stoke. And the same sort of scenario happened yesterday. But I can promise you all that was a lot better from us yesterday than it was against Stoke. Obviously, Sunderland's second half is easy, our best performance of the season, easy. But we are showing signs of improvement, and that is what I like to see. The boys gave it everything yesterday at the Baggies, everything. And really giving me huge confidence going into Friday, honestly. We've got to beat Luton. If we don't, then I guess a draw's not the worst result, but as it's at home, we got to win. We got to win, because Luton have been really poor this season, really poor. It's a big opportunity. It's a big opportunity, and it's right before we play Burnley away in October, which I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm expecting nothing from. But again, I hope and prove wrong. So that's that. Because then after Burnley, we got Blackburn and Cardiff, 2 games I really think we can win as well. Blackburn, first of all, is due a defeat some point this season. And second of all, their record at home park's absolutely honking. So that's a game I really hope we win. And then we got Cardiff, who are by far the worst side in the league at the moment. Bottom of the league for a reason. They've just sacked Erol Bulot. I do kind of feel sorry for Erol Bulot, to be fair, because he was my manager of the season last season. Well, second, only behind Kieran McKenna. I thought he did a really good job with Cardiff, but this season so far, I don't know what's going on with that Welsh club at the moment. And he's just been sacked today. So my only concern about Cardiff for round 10 of the season is they might be a different team by then in the middle of October. But again, we don't want that. We've got to win it. We've got to win it, or at least get a point to bring the confidence going into the rest of this season, obviously. Then it's Millwall, then it's Preston, another game I want us to win. Then it's Leeds, and then Portsmouth and Derby back-to-back. Portsmouth, we have to win. That is the Battle of the Ports rivalry, obviously. We have to win that. It's my favourite game of the Championship season, unsurprisingly. And I'm going to be doing a massive preview for that, as it is anyways. It is our biggest game. And then Derby's just got promoted, so I want us to win that as well. And we really need to, so yeah. And we won at Pride Park last time as well. But we will see what happens. But going back to the West Brom game, we really weren't bad. Just Palmer was a beast in goal. Madja was a beast up front. And Corberan just ended up having a masterclass by grinding out that result against us. Because we really made the Boing Baggies work for that. We really did. And like I said, it makes me so proud that we have seen West Brom fans say that we've been the best side they've played so far this season. Obviously, we couldn't say that against Sheffield Wednesday fans, because we were awful against Sheffield Wednesday. But it does bring me a lot of confidence going into Friday. A massive game against Luton. Rob Edwards is going to be coming into Friday night really under pressure as well. Really under pressure, even though they've just won 2 games on the bounce. So there is that nervousness coming into Friday night as well. But given what I've seen from them against Wednesday, we really can beat them. We really can beat them. Honestly, I'm so hyped for it. I'm so hyped for it. And like I said, it doesn't usually take me this much to be positive after a defeat. So, no, honestly, I'm looking forward to it. Our best player on the pitch yesterday, this might surprise you all, but I'm going to say Darko JB. I thought JB had by far his best performance of the season yesterday. And I know I've been sort of writing him off for some games this season, because I haven't think the performances have been good enough from him in some of the games he's had this season. But what he did yesterday, I'd have been so happy for him had he scored. He had a fantastic game yesterday, and I won't be shocked if Rooney starts him on Friday night. He deserves to start Friday night anyways, with what I saw from him. So there's that. My other man of the match was Cornell Shooks. He, for me, is starting to become our second best signing of the season. In fact, I think he is now starting to challenge Sissoko on our signing of the season, because Sissoko hasn't put a foot wrong so far, but Shooks has been really underrated. And the fact Fop Mob rated him so low after the game yesterday is mind-boggling, because he was superb, I thought. I thought he had a better game than Gibson as well. But I think after yesterday as well, I mean, both of them had good games, to be fair, Shooks and Gibson, but I think after that now, I think that's kind of confirmed for Rooney and for us that they are the starting centre-backs. They really are the first two choice centre-backs, really, so there is that as well. Grimshaw, once again, I didn't think had a bad game. Really unlucky. Madja is just a phenomenal striker, as it seems. Grimshaw, really, I didn't think did do that bad. And once again, I think he's been impressive. Edwards had another strong game. Mumba was poor. I will say that now. I thought he had a really tough time against Darnell Furlong and Tom Fellows, who both also, like Palmer and Madja, had good games for West Brom. But Mumba did find both of them really hard to deal with, I thought, personally. So I hope he steps it up against Luton. I think he will. I do trust him, obviously, because on his day, he is obviously fantastic. I did think he had a tough time, though, yesterday against Furlong and Fellows. Forshaw came back to the lineup, and I thought he had a great game as well. I don't know what FOTMob are smoking, putting his rating so low, because I thought Forshaw had a brilliant game yesterday. What a way to return to the starting lineup when you did one of the stupidest challenges I've seen for Argyle in ages against QPR. Your next away performance, West Brom, you were fantastic. So, no, Forshaw had a good game. Randall, I thought, was bang average yesterday, I can't lie. So, I want to see more of him versus Luton. And I also thought Morgan had a quiet game. Yesterday. So, I want to see more of him versus Luton as well. So, that's that. Sissoko was our best attacker yesterday, personally for me. Sissoko, for me, was our best attacker yesterday. I thought he was the one that was giving West Brom the most carnage of them all up front. And personally, I think him and JB were the two closest up towards the further up the field than below the field to getting us that equaliser or that opening goal, which obviously, unfortunately, didn't happen. But there's a lot of positives to take. Just like Craig's just said there is a lot of positives to take after yesterday, a lot. Hardy, I thought, had a quiet game as well, but I didn't think he was as bad as Whittaker. So that's just what I think, anyways. Obafemi came on in the second half, as did Rami Al-Hajj, unfortunately, and as did Bundu. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work, but it just shows that West Brom really grinded out that result because we gave them such a tough game yesterday. Such a tough game. My only worry for Argyle at the moment is that the performances are showing that we can finish mid-table, like Harold's just said. But at the same time, we've got to get the results as well. We have got to get the results as well. So there's a lot to take going into Luton. My man of the match, Peter, it's got to be, for us, it's between Shooks and JB. I thought they had superb games. I'll go Shooks. I thought he had a fantastic game. It's a hard one, though, because JB had his best performance of the season so far. So, yeah, there is a lot of positives. And as West Brom News just put in the chat there, I didn't think they were great themselves either. I agree with him. I really didn't think West Brom had a good game at all. But like I said, you can have crap performances and win, and it helps you get promoted at the end of the day. We did that 2 seasons ago in League One. So it does happen. And if West Brom continue to have grinding out not so great or average performances and still come out as winners, that is massive for their season. Massive. Early predictions, but I do think they're going to win the league at the moment. Obviously, early to say. It's only been 6 games, but for me right now, them and Burnley look the 2 strongest sides in the league. Where it's either those 2, Sunderland or Leeds. I think they are the 4 strongest sides in the league at the moment. And as it stands, I think it'll be between them. Sheffield United, I won't rule out either. Cooper's been incredible for them. But They're my top 5 at the moment for this season, but still, there's a long way to go. One of those teams could very much go down the dipper, down the toilet in form later on in the season, and it can happen in this league and in the EFL regardless, so there's still a long way to go. Just as of now, I think they're the 5 strongest teams, but yeah, there's still a long way to go. Still a long way to go, and like Harold's just said here, if we play like we did against Baggies, we're set for a secure mid-table spot, and if we do finish mid-table, it's a freaking brilliant season for us, a successful season for Rooney, and onwards and upwards for 25-26. A 3rd season in a row in the Championship. That's what we want. I want to finish in a position that starts with 1 and not with 2, unless it's 2nd in the league, of course. So yeah. So we are honestly, there's a lot of positives to take after yesterday. I'm really proud of the boys. I'm really proud of Rooney. Given that so many people have written us off this season, saying Rooney won't last the first 2 months, we're 6 games in and we're on 5 points. I don't think he's done that bad of a job at all so far. There were loads of people, meanwhile, who said Rooney won't last 6 games, he'll be on 6 defeats of the season. Well, we're not, so there we are. I'm proud of them all. I'm really proud of them all. It's huge confidence going into Luton on Friday. Huge confidence. Just going to stop here slightly so the noise can die down a bit. Traffic noise, that is. But no, we played well. We did play well yesterday. We were unlucky not to get something out of that. I still maintain as well. That if it wasn't for Palmer, we would have got something yesterday. That's how much I rate him. That is how much I rate him, and that's how much I think he's the best keeper in the league. So that's that. And I will still maintain that. I will maintain that if it wasn't for Palmer, we would have got something yesterday. And honestly, I would have taken a 0-0 any day of the week as well. And just like last season. And also, the way we played in that game yesterday reminded me an awful lot of last season's 0-0 as well. So, had he drawn, I would have called it the draw funds, but Josh Madger said otherwise. So, there we are. What do you think about our manager? I think West Brom's manager, I think Corbrand's the best manager in the league, honestly. I think if they go up, it will be a lot down to him, a lot down to the players, obviously, they have as well. I think he'll go to the Premier League if West Brom don't go up this season. That's the way I see it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's doing them very well so far. Only thing Rooney has to do is keep us up, but I think he'll improve us as well. First, we need to get established in the Championship and hopefully keep our best players. Well, we already are established in the Championship, Harold. We stayed up last season, but obviously at the same time, 2nd season can be difficult for a lot of football clubs. Huddersfield proved it in the Premier League. Port Vale proved it in League One just recently, and we don't want to go in the same scenario here. So, yeah, Blackpool did it in the Championship as well. So, yeah, we don't want to go in the same scenario. 2nd season's really important, obviously. And then, hopefully, we can maintain from that moment onwards then. I mean, we're well run, so I don't see why not we can't stay up. We definitely can. We can do more than that. I know on our day we can do more than that. If Shuey hadn't buggered off to Stoke for the money, I still think we would have finished a lot higher than 21st last season. So, there we are. And no, yeah, there's a lot of positives to take after that. There really is. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got Luton on Friday. A massive game against the former Premier League side. Rob Edwards is coming down to Home Park. And we can beat them. Like I said, we need to make Home Park a fortress like we did the last Friday night we had at home, which was against Leicester and won 1-0. Bundu's brilliance. So I want the same on Friday night. It'd be fantastic for the club. Honestly, I'm really excited for it. I'm not going to underestimate Luton, though, because obviously on their day, they are a bloody good side, obviously. But we can definitely beat them. It's going to be a huge game. And we've just got to go in there now with full of confidence, energy, and just belief. All of it. So, yeah. That's really all I have to say, really, about yesterday's performance, guys. I'm really positive, honestly. I'm really positive after that. We gave the league leaders a complete run for our money. In fact, we've given the league leaders a run for their money 2 weeks in a row after the way we played against Sunderland last week as well. So there's a lot to be hopeful for at the moment. I'm really excited and positive as a Plymouth fan on what we can do from Friday onwards. So, yeah, and at the moment, Peter, I'm loving Rooney. I'm absolutely loving Rooney. Given everyone slating him off at the beginning, Birmingham fans trying to influence us the whole summer on, oh, he's a rubbish appointment, you're going to go straight back down this season and we're going to go straight back up. Rooney's been brilliant for us so far. I'm rating him. Well, he hasn't been brilliant, but he's been decent, to put it that way. We this season haven't been brilliant or outstanding, but we haven't been awful either, like what Second Tier Podcast has been saying all week. So we've been good, we just need to be better, to put it bluntly. That's the way I see it. And I think we can. After yesterday's performance. Yesterday's performance was really strong, and we've now got to go into Luton at home park on Friday night. Win. I'd only take a draw if Luton start the game 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 up, mainly 2-0 or 3-0 up, and we come back to draw 2-2 and 3-3. I will not take a draw if we start amazingly and then they come back to draw it, because that's just bottling a game at this point, isn't it? And you've got to win the home games as well. That's the way I view every single season for Plymouth. We got to win the home games, draw the away games. Always. And it is heartbroken that we didn't draw yesterday, because we played so well and the performance says otherwise. The performance-wise, we totally deserved at least a point yesterday, but it was still a fair result. Because we weren't robbed or anything. West Brom got their goal through clinicality, not from a dodgy penalty and not from a terrible decision. And that's why I'm smiling. It was such a fair game of football. And like I said, and like everyone's been saying on the chat, there's so many positives going into Friday night. And then we got Burnley, Blackburn, Cardiff, Millwall and Preston to negotiate with in October. I'm very excited to see what the rest of the season can do for us. I really am. Where do you think you will finish? Okay, so at the start of the season, I did a predictions video. I put us 16th. I put West Brom 4th. As of now, obviously early days to say, as of now, I think we'll finish 17th. And I'll be chuffed with that. Like I said, anywhere that starts with a 1, I will be pleased with. Give us 19th this season, I'll be absolutely chuffed. And that's more confidence going into next season then as well. So, at the moment, I think we'll come 17th. West Brom, at the moment, I don't want to jinx anything, but at the moment, I think they'll win the league. I do think they look the best side in the league at the moment, but there's still a long way to go. At the moment, I think it's between West Brom, Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland and Sheffield United. So, yeah, but it's still a long way to go. We're only 2 months into the season and there's 10 months. Still a long way to go. What other comments have we had? Hoping for more points after the international break when we play more bottom half teams. Agreed. But don't underestimate us against the top teams either. Look what we did against Sunderland last week. So there is that as well. Oh, a dog's just started barking at me out of nowhere. It's a St. Bernard's as well, very lovely. Anyways, what do you think of Rooney? Yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying him so far. We just need to improve the results now to climb the table, because the performances are suggesting we should be higher up the table. So we've just got to get these results now. How was Joe Edwards yesterday? As amazing as Sunderland? Yeah, well, not as amazing as Sunderland, but he still had a superb game. And he was definitely better than Mumba yesterday. I'll say that now. Joe Edwards, for me, has been our player of the season so far. Everyone else will say Ibrahim Sissoko, and fair enough so, but for me, it has to be Joe Edwards. Like, every game he has played this season, he hasn't put a foot wrong, and he fights for the badge every single week. He loves that badge every single week, fights for it every single week. He loves us. He absolutely loves this football club, Joe Edwards. For me, he's been our player of the season so far. So, again, very positive. No, he had a great game against West Brom yesterday. And he's going to be buzzing for Luton on Friday night. He's going to be absolutely buzzing for Luton. If it goes tits up and we're last by January, would you take Schumacher back? If Rooney is sacked by January, would you take Shuey back? On paper, I have to say yes, on paper, but it's trusting him. That's where it's the tricky bit, because I don't want him to come back and repeat what he did against to Stoke. So, the way I see it, I know he's a snake, but the way I see it, I'd only take him back if basically Shuey does for Plymouth what Harry Redknapp did for Portsmouth, if that makes sense. That's the only way I take him back. Other than that, I wouldn't take him back. And I'm trusting the Rooney project at the moment. So yeah, if it does go tits up, yes, we could have Shuey back as manager, but we have to trust him. We have to trust him, and he has to be trustful, obviously, because his move to Stoke was a complete waste of time, it turned out, as we all know. I told you, he went for the money. He clearly went for the money. And that's why I have no sympathy for Stoke at all. And they got absolutely outclassed that second half by Hull on Friday night. And they couldn't be more humbled. So there we are. No, honestly, no. I'd only take Shuey back if he did what Harry Redknapp did for Portsmouth. Other than that, I really wouldn't take him back. Plus, there's other managers out there who we could bring in to Argyle. Liam Rosini is still available. I know he was linked back in May. We didn't get him at the end, but he's still available. He's got nowhere at the moment. There's a few. Ryan Lowe's still out of a job. I wouldn't take Ryan Lowe back personally. Who else is out of the job? David Wagner's still out of a job, but it just depends on what Dewsnip and the board would want to do if Rooney does leave or get sacked. But I don't want to think about that right now, because Rooney's doing a good job at the moment. So, and I have every reason why to back him all the way at the moment. So, that's that. Also, at the moment, I feel like it's different for Rooney now compared to his time at Birmingham and his time at Derby. And he didn't have a full pre-season with them. He didn't have a full pre-season with either of them at all. He has with us, meanwhile. And we know that if this goes tits up, that's his time in the Championship pretty much done. But he's doing a good job so far, and I've got to back him all the way for now. Like I said, if he does go, I don't want us to just look at Shuey. There's other options we can look at as well. But look, it's still a long way to go. And the performances Rooney's putting out there at the moment for the boys, and the players giving their hearts out at the moment, then he's absolutely the right man for the job. And we're 20th in the league, which I'll take after 6 games, when so many people thought we'd be right at the rock bottom with nothing at the moment after 6 games. So, yeah, you've got to look at the positives, and it's huge confidence going into our home game against Luton on Friday night. Mackham Cabby's joined. Hello, mate. How are we doing? I think you'll get playoffs with better players. better players away. Rooney playing football with the way Rooney's playing football with you lot. If we do, it would be a wonderful season. Even if we don't win the playoffs, it would be a wonderful season. You all know the aim for this football fan channel. We want Plymouth Argyle to reach the Premier League, the top flight, for the first time ever in some point soon. That's the basis of this football channel, as well as being a fan channel for Plymouth Argyle anyways. That is the dream goal. As a Cornish football fan, there's 2 life goals I want before I die. Truro in League 2, or at least in the National League, because they've never been in the 5th tier either. Truro in League 2 and Plymouth Argyle in the Premier League. That is all I ask for my lifetime. I'd rather that, give me that, over England winning the World Cup or the Euros any day of the week. England means nothing to me compared to Argyle, nothing. Club over country any day of the week. Cornwall and Plymouth over England any day of the week. And I'll say that with my whole freaking heart. So yeah, it's simple, it's simple. Do you think Rooney would leave before any potential push from the board, noting Colleen press, etc., are you too far from home? Is he 100% committed? Well, Colleen needs to let him do his job. It's as simple as that. Wayne has made the choice to come down here and manage this football club. Colleen Rooney cannot afford to get in his way to lure him to Manchester every week. He's down here for a reason. Her and the kids didn't move down. That's down to them. That's down to them. Rooney moved down, and that's down to him. So he has to be committed. He has to be committed. So it's simple as that. It's as simple as that. You coming on the show on Monday night? I'll let you know, mate. I'll let you know. I don't think I'll be doing anything, so it should be able to, but I'll give you a message about that. I'll let you know, though. Hi, Charlotte. How's it going? And yeah, I guess I could talk to you, mate, about Argyle against West Brom. And also, you're back to winning ways. I told you you'd beat Middlesbrough, and you did. So that's that. It's a massive win for Sunderland, and that's confidence for them going into this weekend as well. But it's a shame we couldn't do you guys a favour. Otherwise, Sunderland would be top of the league at the moment. But nah, the performance says otherwise. The performance says we played so well. Really well. And honestly, there's a lot to be positive for going into Friday night and the rest of the season as of now. We can really finish mid-table this season if we keep performing like we are now. We just need the results to back it up now, and then we can push on from there. It's a long way to go. Well done to West Brom for their win yesterday. We were really unlucky. We were the better side, I thought, as well. We were the much better side. West Brom weren't bad, though. I know they didn't play their best, but they weren't bad. Otherwise, they wouldn't have won the game. So that's that as well. Like I said, West Brom won that game because Madger's the best striker in the league, Palmer's the best goalkeeper in the league, and Corberan's the best manager in the league. That's why the Baggies won that game, I thought. Other than that, I really thought we were the better team, honestly. And like I said, it's huge confidence going into Luton on Friday. So that is when we'll see you all for. What players would you sell at the moment? At the moment, Ben Waine. I know he's on loan at Mansfield at the moment. He's actually doing all right in League One at the moment, to be fair. But overall, I would sell him as a whole because I don't think he's good enough for the Championship at all. But he's the only one I'd have to pick right now. Other than that, that's about it. There's no one else I could think of. I'm not gonna say Ogbeter or Palsson because they've only just joined. I know they haven't been great so far this season, but they've only just joined. I've got to give them time. They might come good. So that's that. Like I said, the only player I'd sell at the moment, if I had to choose, is Waine. Is Forshaw good enough? Well, he had a brilliant performance, I thought, yesterday. So he's definitely redeemed himself from what I saw at QPR. He wasn't good enough at QPR. Forshaw just now needs to be consistent to back yesterday's performance up. That's all he needs to do now. That is all Forshaw needs to do now. So, and it's the same with all the players and Rooney. We now need to be consistent to climb the league, basically. last week when we beat Sunderland, we were 16th in the league, which was exactly where I predicted us this season. And honestly, even if we stay around there for the whole season, I'm laughing. So that's that. Just need to avoid that bottom three. We can definitely finish 19th or higher at the moment in my eyes. I really think we can. The thing is with Argyle, I think we can really just finish anywhere at the moment. We just now need to back these performances up with results consistently now. And hopefully against Luton, we can get our second win of the season. So, you know what it is though? It makes me so glad that we've already got one win this season. This would be a lot different if we didn't beat Sunderland. It'd be a lot different if we didn't beat Sunderland. It just makes me glad that we've had 6 games. We've had 6 games and we've already had one win already this season. Now we just need to back it. I thought Forshaw had a good performance yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if he starts on Friday against Luton. So, yeah, that's all I'd say to that, really. I thought he had a better game than Randall, personally, and usually Randall's the better player. Usually Jordan Houghton's a better player than Forshaw, in my eyes. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. What score do you predict on Friday night? Oh, God, that's tough. That's tough. Really tough, because I don't want to underestimate Luton. I don't want to underestimate Luton at all. I think my head says 1-1. I don't see us losing at all. I will say that now. I don't see us losing at all. My head says 1-1, but my heart says 2-1 or 3-1 Argyle, like what West Brom News has just said there. Even a 1-0 Argyle, like what we did against Leicester last season. We could definitely beat them. I'm stuck between 1-1 and 3-1. Anyone between 1-1, 1-0, 2-1, or 3-1. Yeah, maybe 3-2. I don't really want another 3-2 though, because then we've got another win where another club has given it everything against us. But still, a win's a win. 3-2 is a win still, so a win's a win. But I do think we can beat them. I'm stuck between 3-1 and 1-1. It's really hard, really hard. I really don't know. I wouldn't rule out 1-0 either. I don't want to underestimate Luton, but I do think we can definitely beat them. It's really hard, I don't know. And I hope we can, because we got Burnley after Luton, and bugger knows what's going to happen in that at Turf Moor. So, yeah, all I know is that it's a new away day for me, and I'm spending a day in Manchester. So I'm looking forward to it. But either way, though, that's everything I really need to cover for this, guys. My video should be out tonight. If it's not, it should be out tomorrow. So keep an eye out on that when it comes out. Been editing it this morning. I've still needed to do my outro though, obviously as well. Will Hazard take first team goalkeeper when back from injury in December? On paper, yes, but as of now, I'd say no. Grimshaw hasn't put a foot wrong so far for me. It's a tough one, but this is what you need at a football club. You need 2 goalkeepers competing for that number 1 spot. When Michael Cooper was with us, he was the clear number 1. It kind of makes me glad now that he's moved to Sheffield United to become their number 1. Now we've got 2 goalkeepers fighting for number 1, and so far, Grimshaw for me is championship quality. He has proved it so far, but still early days yet. We'll see how he does between now and December when Hazard comes back. And then that's where we know who to take forward. I mean, it's a real shame for Hazard, because before Hazard got injured, he was in the form of his life against QPR and Stoke. He was our 2 strongest players against both QPR and Stoke. He's in the best form he's ever had at this football club. And he gets injured just like that. And it's really gutting, because he's been playing the best he's ever done for this football club. So, yeah, it's hard. It's hard because Grimshaw's playing really well at the moment. And Grimshaw, like West Brom News just said there, was good yesterday for the performance he was. Really tough between these 2 at the moment. So, we'll see how Grimshaw does between now and Advent, because I think that's when Hazard comes back, the November-December border. And that's where I'll figure out who I think we should start. It's hard. It is hard. If Grimshaw continues to be really good from now all the way to December, I think he will be the number one. But it's hard to call, yeah, it is hard to call. They'll both push each other, without a doubt. And the reason why we signed Marco Morosi, our third choice keeper, who we just signed from Shrewsbury, the reason why we signed Morosi was just in case if we do go back down to League One for next season. If we go back down to League One, one of Hazard or Grimshaw's going to leave. It'll probably be Hazard because I do think he's more Championship quality. If we do go down, I think Grimshaw will be the number one and Morosi will be the number two. And then I can see Grimshaw leaving if we're in League One and we don't do well in our first season back. So, not that I want to be negative or anything, but you've got to look at some of these realistic outcomes as well. As of now, though, I don't see us going down at all. For me, the three teams going down are Cardiff, Hull and Preston. For me, they are the three worst sides in the league at the moment. I know Hull just won on Friday night, to be fair, against Stoke. They had a brilliant second half, but other than that, I think they've been really poor with the amount of players they've lost at the moment. That's who I think will go down at the moment, Cardiff, Hull and Preston. And it annoys me that no one is talking about these three clubs at the moment on podcasts because they are meant to be so-called well-established Championship clubs. And they've been really poor so far. Preston, they just drew today, 0-0 with Blackburn in the Central Lancashire derby. I don't know how Asmasic didn't get sent off. It was a bite. He Luis Suarez'd it. But, yeah, very feisty encounter that was between Preston and Blackburn. Very feisty. Doesn't surprise me because it is a derby. But no, as of now, I think it'll be those three. I think they do look the worst sides in the league, but I'm not going to rule others out. Oxford might still fall back in form. Same with Derby. Portsmouth's down there at the moment. We might fall back in form. Wednesday might fall back in form. Or out of form, as I should say. It's really tough. It's really tough because I said at the start of the season that it would be between 9-10 teams down there, just like last season. There's still a long way to go. There's still a long way to go. So, yeah. Because you never know. You never know. Maybe one of someone at the top, like Blackburn or Sunderland, would really fall into terrible form in the new year. It can happen in this league. I'll tell you what, though, I wouldn't rule out Bristol City out either. I know they're well known for finishing mid-table, but I would not rule Bristol City out at all at the moment. I know they've just beaten Oxford, but other than that, I have not rated their performances so far this season. So, yeah, and Manning has been under pressure for them. So, yeah, I even wouldn't rule Stoke out now that they've sacked Shuey. Because while they had Shuey, I didn't think they were going down at all. This might be the start of Stoke having terrible form, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Still a long way to go. Still a long way to go. At the moment, I think it'll be Cardiff, Preston and Hull going down, but it's still a long way to go. Whoever Cardiff appoints as their next manager could turn around their season. You never know. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, that's all I really have to cover for, really. Before I do, I would sell your number 10, personally. I thought he's got a lot of goals, but I think he doesn't want to be there to see what performance. Whittaker. I'd keep him for now. I hope we can keep him in January, but I would have no complaints if Morgan Whittaker moved next summer. If we kept him for this season and then he leaves next summer, I won't be too annoyed, to be honest, because he does deserve a move if he does end up having other clubs higher than us, hopefully the Premier League, that want to sign him. And I'm just glad that Burnley didn't sign him this window, because otherwise it would have been such a terrible freaking loss for us at the worst possible time on deadline day, or around deadline day. I didn't see it happening anyways, because Cooper was the one that left, not Whittaker. So, yeah, Whittaker, I'll say it depends on form, because the worst bit is that he was so out of form in the first two games, Sheffield Wednesday and Hull, and no one wanted him. And the minute he had a brilliant game at QPR, everyone freaking wanted him. I hope he stays for the season, and then next summer we'll decide on Morgs and see where he goes after that. But as of now, that's everything I need to cover for, really. And I hope Rami Al-Hajj does become our Findazaz replacement. As of now, cheers for tuning in, guys. A lot of positives to take from yesterday. I can't wait for the video to be out when it is. We'll see you all in the next live, whenever I do it. And if not, I'll catch you all on Friday at home park against Luton, I will be around. So if you do want to come and say hi before I do turnstiles, then feel free to do so. Anyways, yeah, we'll see you on Friday. I'm really excited for this season and hyped for what we're doing at the moment as a football club. We'll see you all in the next one. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Green Army! See you all in the next one, guys. Have a good one. And yeah, enjoy the video when it comes out. See ya!